Welcome to Abnormal Human Being Channel. More than 10 years ago, in the university laboratory, some of our buddies, he was caught by his senior sister and asked to help him clean the turtle pond. What about after turning over the turtle pond? The air is filled with various methane, ammonia, and hydrogen sulfide. The stench is extremely bad. So a buddy started telling shocking stories. He said a goldfish once exploded downtown. The stench won't go away for months. It's like we're at the scene of an explosion now. The senior sister laughed loudly when she heard this. Said the master, it's been a long time without smelling the smell. You won't smell the smell for a long time. Come on you guys. Today, let's share this particularly interesting story. Wild explosion. Back in 2014, Trout River town in Newfoundland, Canada, a huge rubber ball appeared on the town's beach. It's the head of a blue whale, full of foul-smelling gas. These gases pass through the holes in the ball, is spreading into the air, make the whole town smell, just like a seafood market that has not been cleaned all year round. The ball is already more than 4 meters high. Foul-smelling gas. It is still being generated from within. The town is getting smelly. What's even more frightening is, this ball can explode at any time, become a whale blast. After the southern whale died, it was supposed to sink to the bottom of the sea and become a whale. Whale fall will nourish countless crabs, fish and shrimps on the seabed, anaerobic bacteria, etc. This is Nanjing's last gift to nature. But this 60-ton blue whale did not sink to the bottom of the sea. Instead, he was stranded on the beach. So it falls from a graceful whale, became a whale leopard full of flavor. Now town officials and the central government don't even know what to do. No one has ever dealt with this kind of thing. But everyone knows, once this ball explodes, the whole town will suffer. Not to mention tourism, the pillar industry of this town. Why do whales explode? What serious consequences will there be after a whale explosion? A simple summary can be summarized as follows. After the first whale died, bacteria in the body will continue to reproduce. Produces a large amount of methane, ammonia, and other such gases. Secondly, whales can easily dive hundreds of thousands of meters deep sea. It all depends on his super stress-resistant skin and muscle structure. And what about this structure? Remains valid after his death. Just after death, is used to fight bacteria in the body. High-pressure gas produced. With pressure-resistant skin, a steady stream of gas is produced. Coupled with the huge figure, whale leopard, it has become the largest biochemical weapon in nature. Bang sound. Various putrid whale gut blood clot bacteria. A large amount of stinking gas will be blown far away. This big balloon won't explode for a while yet. What is the fate of the residents of the nuclear earthquake? Let's take a look at another famous shocking incident first. 50 years ago. For the first time in human history, a shocking explosion was broadcast live to the public. A sperm whale, stranded on the coast of Oregon, USA. When people discover it, it's already dead, is emitting a foul smell. This coast, it was managed by the Oregon Highway Authority at the time. They're responsible for cleaning up this big smelly thing. Simple Oregon official turns to US Navy for help. The Navy said, look, now countless seabirds and crabs are eating this big guy. Actually, you don't need another warship, a truck or a crane or something to clean it up. This is too much trouble. I have a good idea. Load it with explosives and blow it into powder. Spread across the beach. Let me tell you, small pieces of whale meat that have been blown into powder. A favorite of seabirds and crabs. In a few days, nature will help. You clean it up. Oregon officials heard. What a good idea. Just do it. In the past few days, the US Navy was preparing explosives. Thousands of Oregonians come to the coast. Watch this big guy. The local media also picked up on the news with constant reports. Even prepared to conduct live broadcast on the day of blasting. November 12th. Tens of thousands of tons of explosives have been laid out more than 10 meters away. The whale the camera microphone is focused on. There were about 75 people on site. A journalist named Paul Lyman. How to describe this explosion? After a loud noise, the explosive sand and gravel rose more than 10 meters high. So spectacular. The smoke has not dissipated yet. They felt something was wrong. Because it's raining fat from the sky right now. That's the fat in that rotten whale. It's falling like rain. Everyone at the scene started to run away. They can't smell the smoke. It's all the stench of rancid fat. But the live broadcast has not been interrupted yet. Even in the rain of fat, you still pretend to be humorous. Exploding whale blubber. Flying to unimaginable places. A rookie reporter also became a fat reporter. The story is not over yet. Something even more devastating happened next. After the smoke clears, only then did everyone discover. Whale carcasses on the coast haven't changed much. Still a huge one lying there. Turn out to be. Half a ton of dynamite just helped him artificially lose weight. It's still the pattern of a goddess scattering flowers. Then the situation came from the highway 200 meters away. The original exploded whale prop block hit various vehicles passing by. A new car just bought by a retired military officer. Completely destroyed by a giant piece of fat. Terrible things are still happening. On-site blasting. apparently scared away all the crabs and seabirds, and explode. Whale fragments, mixed with half a ton of digestive flavors, which seabirds and crabs are still willing to eat them. So in the next few weeks, the officials of the administration have to go to battle again, clean up the entire beach despite the stench. At this time, the US Navy has disappeared without a trace. At the end of this live broadcast, that fat reporter Paul Linden said, "In the foreseeable future, this kind of thing that is so good at being stranded will definitely happen again. We want the person in charge. Not only do you have to remember what you should do, it should be firmly remembered. What things should never be done." Did the officials later conclude what should be done? Let's continue to see. 2013 Faroe Islands off Denmark. Scientists find dead stranded whale. Transported from the coast to the experimental site. The scientists' operation this time was very standard. Wearing full body protection. Got a 40-meter long sword. Start dealing with this big guy who could explode at any time. Just a few seconds. Very standard and smooth. Just a little sudden. Discover one-stop shipping and processing. This is now. Human beings have summarized the most standard operating methods. But nature still makes a joke occasionally. For example, Taiwan 16 years ago. January 24, 2004, the third day of the Lunar New Year. A sperm whale stranded in Yunnan County, Taiwan. Relevant units immediately organized flatbed trucks. A crane and 50 crew members were dispatched to handle them. The on-site conductor is Professor Wang from Ching-Kung University. After Professor Wang observed, preliminary judgment is that this is a big guy weighing 20 tons. Then, two 40-ton cranes were called for support. It turned out that I couldn't pull it up at all. Then a 120-ton crane was called. I struggled for 13 hours back and forth. This big guy was finally hoisted ashore. It turns out he is a 55-ton behemoth. Local newspaper reports. In the process of salvage, more than 600 local people in Yulin gathered at the scene. They endured low temperatures and cold winds, just to take a look at this behemoth. Satisfy your curiosity. This event even attracted vendors to set up stalls. Food, drinks, melon seeds, and peanuts were put out one after another. Obviously, the local people have not yet seen the power of whale explosions. But Professor Wang knew clearly, leaving the cold water. This big guy has become a time bomb. May explode at any time. Professor Wang quickly organized the transfer work. But another problem arises. The flatbed truck that was originally expected. There's no way I can handle this 17-meter-long guy. On-site staff. Emergency contact started again. Ascend ton super flatbed truck. Come to support. When the 100-ton flatbed truck arrived at the scene, it's already the night of the 25th. Sperm whale has been out of water for more than 24 hours. Gas in whales is rapidly accumulating. Time does not wait. Professor Wang decided to start the transfer in the early morning of the 26th. 3 a.m. Professor Wang is already on his way. As a result, bad news came again. National Ching-Kung University. I heard this is a big guy weighing 55 tons. He immediately changed his mind. They told Professor Wang, there are no such great anatomy tricks in school. As a last resort, Professor Wang can only contact the new experimental site urgently. After spending a few more hours, Professor Wang finally got in touch. A wildlife sanctuary on the outskirts of the city. But to get there you have to pass through Tailan City. 6 a.m. The flatbed truck drove into the bustling Shimen Road. Xiaobei Night Market. A spectacular scene happened. This 55-ton giant actually exploded in the downtown area. Tons of rotten matter. Greased whale blood in 1/3 second. Accelerated to 70 kilometers per hour. Mixed with odorous gases of several atmospheres. Put all kinds of stinking substances on billboards. Hit Zyokatan. Sprinkled all over the road. Commercial vehicles within 10 meters. None of the witnesses survived. Afterwards, a person involved said 6 words to the media. It stinks so much that it's almost a waste of time. Later, probably in 2011, one of my classmates went to Taiwan for a trip. He went to the scene of the explosion to smell it. He said how he felt that there was something in the air. It's a light fragrance. Later the locals introduced. He suddenly realized. It turns out that it was a sperm whale that exploded that year. This road. It turned out to be a land blessed by ambergris. Then this classmate. He also recounted details that a local told him. After finishing, many people are particularly angry about this whale leopard. But there are still many male compatriots who will look at each other and smile. Some were even brave enough to go up and touch it. Because one of the whale's organs was blown out of the body. It is said that it is 2 meters long. When telling this story, my classmate, the flag raiser gestured twice above his head. This is to explain. He himself is a strong man of 1.85 meters. Not as majestic as a whale's organ. Later, scientists from all over the world. Let's all study this shocking incident in Tainan. Because his explosions are so weird. According to common sense, the explosion occurred more than 20 hours after leaving the water. This is too fast. It is clear. There is a discrepancy between the actual situation and the theoretical calculation. Then scientists have to study it. Why did he explode so quickly? How to avoid it in the future? First, the first doubt discovered by scientists. That is, this sperm whale actually exploded from its back. The back should be the area least affected by air pressure. Initially, a research team from the University of Liverpool researched video recording of Professor Wang lifting a goldfish. They came up with the first explanation. Maybe it was just starting to lift. Two small cranes are used to pull the goldfish tail, resulting in the bones of the goldfish's back, muscle and skin damage, and the transfer installation along the way, all put considerable pressure on the back, resulting in an explosion from the back. 1 year later, research team from California found a second doubt. That's the shocking wound. Why is there a large area of congestion? These bruises. It should be before the blood circulation stops forming. If we reason based on the research results of the University of Liverpool, so this can only mean the sperm whale, when being installed on a flatbed truck, still alive. The blood flow has not completely stopped yet. If that's really the case, then the story becomes a supernatural event. From a rational point of view, California scientists have a new explanation. That's the sperm whale. Most likely he was hit by a cruise ship at sea. This wound and bruise on the back, that's where he hit. The impact caused internal injuries to the female gun whale. And what about this internal injury? Then he would be stranded and die soon after. Exactly. The sea off Tainan is indeed a busy waterway. After research and calculation, scientists reconstruct the crime scene. When the sperm whale was hit, sleeping or eating. Because sperm whales sleep and eat. Almost no use of vision. Instead, it relies entirely on hearing to provide early warning. If at this time, sperm whale right in front of the cruise ship, sound waves produced by cruise ships, it would be difficult to catch the sperm whale in time. The scene where the sperm whale was hit, just like we were eating breakfast in a daze. It's like walking to the middle of the road. Human activities. It is the most fundamental reason that led to this shocking tragedy. Let's go back to the beginning. A month after the blue whale stranded in Trout River, finally a group of scientists came to the rescue. They are from the Royal Ontario Museum. Their solution is dissect the whale on the spot. Make a specimen. They started from the tail. Tons of whale blubber were pumped out. Then slowly released the gas from the whale's head. Use tugboat again. Tow the blue whale to a prepared location. Here they endure the terrible stench. Dissect a whale. Remove carrion. Number each bone. Then the 180-pound Nanjing heart will be shipped to Europe. Made into a giant specimen. Then take all the goldfish bones. Packed into 3 containers. Bury with compost. Wait for it to further drain excess skin and oil. 3 years later, the skeleton was dug out in 2017. Assembled piece by piece. At the Royal Ontario Museum. This blue whale is reborn. During the Tainan incident, the sperm whale that exploded in the downtown area. Specimens made in a similar way today, live quietly among the museums in Tainan City. Today, when we went to the museum to look at these huge skeletons, scientists will tell us, if you find a beach whale on the coast, please stay away from them, because they can explode at any time. The explosion will be very powerful. It even directly caused serious injuries to those watching at close range. The above is what I did in the laboratory back then. I endured the stench and listened to the whale explosion story. Until today, whenever I smell the smell of raw seafood, I will remember the story. Imagine a blue whale singing a whale song. Scene of diving into the deep sea, thinking of the beautiful whale network. Also reminds me of the scent of whales and leopards. But actually, human activities. Many whales have become endangered species, such as humpback whales, fin whales, etc. Out of 20th century, numerous sperm whales and blue whales in the sea. It is also becoming an endangered species. More and more whales are dying from illegal hunting, pseudoscientific hunting and ship strikes. Some say these graceful behemoths use the spirit of the earth. They have deeper intelligence than humans, because the surface of the earth where humans live only accounts for less than 5% of the earth. And the deep sea they can reach, it is the true core of Mother Earth. Thanks for watching Abnormal Human Being channel. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. See you in next video.